Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe and notification button. So today I'm going to go through some some products. Nona had left me a comment about my favorites. A lot of people did and said, you know, that it was a really high-end month for favorites. So Nona said, hey Susan, it'd be great if you could offer up some dupes for those products. So Nona asked, Nona shall receive. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to actually turn my video on my phone, and then we are going to see what we can do. By the way, I want you guys to see something. This is with my new insulin pump. I don't know what's going on with this silly phone. So, I don't know if you can see that right there. That is my blood sugar. That's this little arrow that means it's like trending to stay forward. This down here is a little trend line here. Let's show you. So it shows you last night I went up, but since then I corrected and I am so good. I'm in my lines. This pump is amazing. I'm very thankful that I have insurance and support and stuff to be able to have things like that, because there's many diabetics that are not able to afford that. So it's a big deal, and I'm actually looking into different ways or different companies for me to donate my other insulin pump to, because I think that it is not so far gone that it cannot be repaired and somebody can use it, because they are very expensive, thousands of dollars. So yeah. So let's get back to duping this video for Miss Nona. So you can hear me, maybe, in the background. I'm admitting to a no-buy. That ended quickly this week. Hello here. Hi, how you doing? So this is the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas Primer. I just can't say enough. So I've got a little dip in it. You use this little disc here. Alright, so the first thing, and everybody is asking me about it, is this Tatcha Primer. So this is just amazing. I don't like to touch it because I'm afraid I'll use it all up. But there is a primer. I'm going to show it to you. If I can find it in my drawer of chaos here. There is a primer. It's also from a high-end company, but it's cheaper, much cheaper than that Tatcha. And it is the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Primer. It doesn't have the lemony. It does have a little bit of a lemony scent, but it's not as strong as the Tatcha. But this is a good dupe for that. I don't know of anything drugstore that would work the same, but this, like I said, is much cheaper than the Tatcha. It's probably, I don't know, it's like $30 cheaper, I think. But yeah. So that would be a good dupe. Foundation, and I don't feel like I've made a dent in it because you don't need a lot, is this Triple Skin Tint with Goji Berry from First Aid Beauty. I've talked about this a lot to you guys, but I'm telling you, I mean, it is. Okay, so the next thing I'm talking about is my skin tint from, this is First Aid Beauty. This has kind of been my summer, been having a little summer fling with it. But, wait for it. I do believe I have something somewhere in here. This foundation is actually not that expensive, but this is I don't think I have it anymore. I think I used it up and I didn't replace it. It's very much like the infallible. You guys know I hate that word because I can't say it. The infallible that Pro Glow foundation from L'Oreal. So that is a good dupe for this. Yeah. And if I can remember, oh, I can remember. I'll put the prices. Some reason or occasion to put on a more full coverage foundation is not what I have on today. Today I have on the Fenty Beauty foundation, which I have been enjoying as well. When I first bought this foundation, I was on the fence, but I have been enjoying the Fenty as well, and I think I'm in. Everybody talked about this, like it was fabulous, right? And what I'm talking about is the Anastasia Dip Brow. I have mine in chocolate, and I've been doing my brows every day with this. I don't. Okay, this is it. Like, so the next thing I'm talking about is the Anastasia Dip Brow, which is actually put away in my makeup bag, but that it has just been a game changer with my brows. However, I know that the NYX brow gel is just as good. At least I've used one of them. And I could have sworn I had another one, but anyways, but the NYX is just as good. The little dip brow from NYX. So, and it's not that much cheaper, although it's the drugstore version. It's not that much cheaper. Sorry, my eyelashes are getting in the way of my filming. I need my contacts. Bad. Okay, so let's hear what the next thing was. The other thing that I've been really enjoying for daily wear for my makeup is this Dior Backstage Eye Palette. Okay. So the next thing I'm talking about, I think it's back here. Oh, here it is. So the next thing I talk about is this Dior Backstage Eye Palette. This right here. So I don't know that I have a drugstore dupe for this, but this is only like a $39 palette. I'm looking, peeps. I'm looking around at all my things on my little desk here to see what we can come up with. That's amazing. Then I don't have a palette dead in front of me that does that, because I normally have palettes all over the place. Let's see what we got in here. Oh. I'll be right back. I know what's a good dupe for that. I know what's a good good dupe for that. You just can't see me. Who just can't see me? And I am looking for a drugstore option, by the way. A drugstore shade palette. Okay. Isn't it kind of weird that you can hear me but you can't see me? My screen. Okay. So this palette, it's a good everyday palette, this Dior palette. But I wanted to try it out just because I'd heard other YouTubers talk about it. And it is a pretty good go-to, but this palette right here from Juvia's Place, it's the, I want to say this one's the Nubian. Yes, it's the Nubian one. So, it's not exactly the same, but if you have this palette, you don't need this palette. Or, if you have this palette, and this is the I Think I Love You palette from ColourPop. Look at that. You don't need that palette. Yes, it is one of my favorites, but that doesn't mean you have to have it. To drugstore. This I just saw the Nubian. Oh, sorry, the Nubian palette in store at my Ulta. I have a small Ulta, so I would imagine it's in store at your Ulta if you have a big one. And then the ColourPop stuff, my Ulta has a little bit, or you can order it online. Okay, let's see what my next favorite was. There's no telling. This shade is right. Excuse me. Palette from her. I know you can't get this anymore, but okay. So of course I had to talk about this palette, the Aspen Ovard palette. So this palette right here is not that different from the other palettes that I've shown you. This has a more pinkish tone to it, but it could be very similar to, yeah, look at that. Sorry if my mirror blinds you. See? ColourPop palette right here is just as good. And I know this Aspen Ovard is not available anymore because I looked to buy a second one. That's how much I love that one. Although I bet you could get it on Poshmark or something. Let's see what else I talked about. Prize of anyone's. You know, if you've ever tried La Mer. So this is my La Mer powder. I had stopped using it for a little bit because I was like, I'm going to try some other stuff. This. And I've got like half left. So the next thing I showed you was very high end. It's the La Mer setting powder. This is what it looks like. This gel right here. I've used about, I've used more than half of it. But, and I don't have it anymore because I used up the other one. That La Mer powder is like $100 powder. You do not need that. None of us needs that. I don't need that. But I'm telling you right now, the Airspun powder from Walmart is just as good. My issue with it is that it has a scent, and it sometimes gives me a headache. Other than that, I love that setting powder. If you wanted to go a little bit more towards high-end, there's a Becca blurring powder that is fabulous. I really love that too, but I use that up as part of my my project pan for the year. So, yeah, all of that's very good. I don't think I'll replace that La Mer just because I can't afford it. It's very expensive powder. So I've been using primarily one setting spray, and I got another thing I got in a BoxyCharm that I had kind of just, it sits on my whatever, vanity. Okay. So the other thing I talked about was something I did not purchase, but it's this. It's this Cover FX Illuminating setting spray. I like it only because the mist is really, really, really fine. I don't feel like, you know, I'm soaking my face. But there's other good setting sprays out there. And especially if you don't want a shiny face. Maybe I need a shiny face today. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it does give you a glow. However, MAC's got a product like that now. I saw like a dewy from Milani. I mean, everybody's coming out with some type of setting spray like that. So setting spray, personal preference, you know, find what you like. I probably would have never bought that at the store. Like, I just would not have bought it. But, yeah. Tell me what you think. Try something. Give me your suggestions. Tell me what your favorites are. And that's really what I do, but... So the other thing that I've had forever, and I was not using, was, and I have actually 2 other powders from them, is the Guerlain, bronzing. So I know what I'm talking about next. And I bought this so long ago when I first started getting back into makeup, and it's pricey. So it's this Guerlain bronzer. The bronzers from Benefit are just as good as this bronzer. I think that I like this because it's a little bit darker, not because it's better, but I haven't used either enough. Like, I haven't done a side-by-side compare on them. This is beautiful stuff. Do not get me wrong. Their stuff is gorgeous. It's just absolutely wonderful. But this is hella expensive. Hella for a bronzer. I want to say this was like $75. Really? Get yourself a little Benefit one. Get a little mini one. You don't even have to get a big one. The mini ones will last for a long time. So then I end the video with a drugstore lip product. So the Milani Bullet Lipstick, the teddy bear, my absolute favorite color and formula from Milani. Along with, let's see if I have any in this drawer here. I normally do. Yes, I do. The Amore Shine. This is a very shiny lipstick. They work it's just as good as, you know, Tom Ford. I mean, I have, you don't need all that high-end stuff. If you're like me anyways, half the time it doesn't stay on my lips to begin with. I have to keep reapplying. So yeah, so that I wouldn't replace it with anything because it's fairly inexpensive to begin with. Alright, no. What do you think? Try some of these stuff out. Maybe I'll do a look with these 2 and with the Aspen Ovard palette from Tarte and show you that it's very, very close, and see what you think. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please come back next time. Love you so much. Mwah.